morning, welcome back to my channel. When I drove the Maverick on its first test drive, there was three major issues that popped up during the test drive. One was the shocks blew out, made for a terrible driving experience. The front tires were scrubbing the fenders. The second thing was the transmission didn't shift. And the third thing was there was a lot of play in the steering wheel that didn't make me feel comfortable when trying to drive the car. So that actually was due to the steering gearbox. And what I did is we tried to make adjustments to it, and the adjustments just wasn't working. So I ended up buying a new steering gearbox, and that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. Let me stop some of this sun from shining if I can. But that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. We're going to be trying to get this gearbox on, and there's no videos of anyone changing it, so it doesn't give me any kind of good feelings of this being an easy job to do. So hopefully it's not as bad as I'm initially thinking, and we can get this gearbox installed. I'm on my way now to AutoZone to get some brake cleaner and some hand cleaner so I can just clean up some stuff up under the car, and I'll start back recording when I get up to the shop. Okay, so getting ready to start taking this steering box off. I got the new one right in here. Haven't opened it yet. Maybe I should do that. There's no videos on how to do this, so I'm assuming that this is going to be a really hard job, because there's nobody who has any videos of actually doing this. So I'm expecting the worst, hoping for the best. All right, let me go ahead and get these staples out of this box, and I'll show you the gearbox. All right, got the staples out. This thing was stapled good. Definitely want this thing coming out. Alright, so that's the gearbox. So I definitely know I need to take the steering rod off. That goes right there. And I think it's the pinion arm, or I forgot what they call it, but it's the arm that goes to the bottom down there. I don't know why I'm thinking pinion arm. Maybe that, but all right, so at first I'm gonna have to clean up all this mud off the bottom, because I can't get to any bolts or anything until I get all that cleaned out. So I got some grinding disc that I bought to help me get all that stuff cleaned out. Put it on my grinder and get all that stuff cleaned out so I can get to the bolts. And just like I said, hopefully this is going to be an easy job. I'm assuming it's not, because there's no videos of anybody doing it. So well, let's get started. Another thing I need to address on this car is I tightened up the transmission pan bolts because I was getting leaks, and I cleaned up all of this stuff, and apparently it's still leaking. So I probably need to change the gasket on it. So I'll do that while it's still up in the air. All right, so that's what I need to do right there. I think the bottom of this, look to be sure, but I think the bottom of this is where there's a bolt. That's a big bolt right there. I think I got to clean all that off, and I think that bolt comes off. And then you got the steering arm right there that needs to come off. So far, I see one bolt right there, and hopefully I can access the other ones pretty easy. Well, there's one right there in my face. So that's two of them, and I'm assuming it's two at the top. So hopefully I can get to those fairly easy. So all right, let's get started. Okay, so that was enough to see my bolt. Even though I can clean it off a little bit more, I just want to show you I actually have access to the bolt now. And I can get a socket on there to see what size it is. All right, let me go find a socket. Okay, so this is several hours later. I ended up taking the tire off. I still don't have it off yet. The pinion arm, or whatever it's called, that big bolt that's in it. Now I'll see if I can show you. That bolt right there. I can't figure out what size it is. I done tried all different sizes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate it from right there and just take it off with the pinion arm on it. So, and I can get to everything easier with the tires off. So that's why I have it like this. All right, got the arm separated. So now I'm just gonna take the bolts out the side here. All right, that little bolt right there is what I gotta take out. Let's see if I can get something on there. Okay, so I've ran into a problem. That bolt right there in the center of your screen is stripped out. I didn't strip it out. I could never find a socket that would fit it. And when I cleaned all the stuff from around it, I noticed it was rounded off. So I gotta figure out how to get that off. I could drill it, but keep in mind I'm working with limited space. So I'm gonna rotate the steering wheel around and see if I can get that to go up top or how I'm gonna get it off. All right, well, let me think about how I'm gonna get this off and I'll come back to the video. These are the other 3 bolts that mount it to the actual frame. I haven't even tried to get those off yet because I need those to be on there so I can get it off of the steering column. And that bolt that I was just showing you was the bolt that was on the steering column that's stripped out. So these, I don't think they're gonna cause much of an issue. I sprayed some rust ease on it just to kind of help them come loose when I do start. So, but just like I said, let me go back to the thinking table and figure out what I'm gonna do to get that stripped out bolt out. So I did get it to spin around to where you can see it up top now. But again, I'm hoping I can get something on there to help get it out. I think I have some stripped out bolt things at my house that I might go grab. That's supposed to help out with stuff like this. And I'll try that first. Okay, so I got the bolt out. See how it was rounded off? And I used this set that I bought a long time ago. And I figured one day I'll get around to using it. And I used the number 4 for the 12mm. And just like I said, I hammered it on and it grabbed it right out. That's what I used, the extension. And that. And just like I said, it came right out. This is how they look. All right, so let me continue on. All right, so I got those 3 bolts out. And now the tricky part is, can I get it out without taking the master cylinder off? So stay tuned, we'll see. All right, so I got everything off. What's going on is the box doesn't have enough space to move. Try to see if I can get it in and show you. The box doesn't have enough space to move back far enough to get it off of the steering shaft. So I took the steering wheel off to see if I can get the steering shaft to move back, but I don't think it comes off that way. So I'm just not sure how this thing's supposed to come off. All right, let me wrestle with this a little bit more and I'll come back to the video. All right, so I almost got it. Got everything loose. Didn't have to take the steering wheel off, so I took that off for no reason. But the master cylinder is definitely gonna have to come off. So you see right now it's kind of wedged up in there. It just can't come out without the master cylinder. So, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the master cylinder out and I should be able to lift it up out of there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this master cylinder taken off. And I'm gonna take it loose from the firewall, and hopefully that should be enough for me to move it to the side. I really don't want to break the brake lines because I'm gonna have to re-bleed the brakes. So let's see what we're working with here. Hopefully, just like I said, hopefully I can just take it loose from the firewall and move it out enough to get this gearbox out. All right, master cylinder is loose. It doesn't seem like it's coming out enough, but I'm gonna have to get someone to help me while I pull on the steering box. You can kind of maneuver the master cylinder out of the way. So, all right, I'll come back to the video once I got this. I decided to go ahead and take the master cylinder off because it was starting to rust. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint that black and then we'll stick it back on. I think I need to paint the steering box black also because it's gonna rust. It was the same color right now, so. All right, after twisting and turning, finally got it out. So here's the gearbox. I think I just gotta take that off, which I think I should be able to knock this off. Yeah. I'll get that off. Let me take the camera out. Set the camera down and I can get this taken apart. And I still got to take this off. This is the pitman arm. I knew it was something arm. I called it a pinion arm, but it's the pitman arm. So I got to take the pitman arm off. All right, so just laid the new gearbox next to the old gearbox just to make sure everything is the same. And I know I need to paint it, but I'm kind of hesitant because once I paint it, if something's wrong, I won't be able to return it. So that's why I'm just trying to lay out everything and make sure everything is the exact same and it'll work before I actually paint it. All right, so I got the old gearbox in the vise and I needed to use this big pipe wrench to get this nut loose. So I finally got it. So I'm going to take this nut off and take this pitman arm off and install it on the new one. Since it's not coming off as easy as I thought, so I'm putting some heat to it. If I can get it hot and see if the gear puller will pull it off. Then all right, I got it off. Heat works every time. And it is piping hot, so I can't do anything with it right now. All right, so I got the gearbox in, and this video is long. I still got to connect everything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end this video right here. It's long enough, so I'll just go ahead and wrap it up. All right, so You see, got the steering gearbox in. I'm gonna go ahead off camera and I'm gonna put the master cylinder and stuff back in and clean up some of the other stuff that I needed to do to the car. So once I get it all wrapped up and done, the next video you'll see of the Maverick, I'll be hopefully taking it for a test drive. So thanks for watching. Click on that subscribe button if you haven't. Click that notification bell and I'll see you in the next video.